Hello, everyone. We'll get started really quickly with our game development pitch day here. But before I get started, I just want to make sure that everyone is able to hear me as well as see my camera turned on. So if you could just let me know in the chat if everything is all good, and then we'll get started. Perfect. Thank you, Nick. There we go. Okay, so hello everyone and welcome to our pitch day. My name is Mahnur and today we are celebrating the graduation of our game development bootcamp students. They started their cohort back in 2025 September with us and we're super excited to host them today. Just a few things before we begin today. The event will be approximately 2 hours. Though only our presenters and our guest speakers can go up on stage to speak, I would encourage all attendees to participate in the chat. So please feel free to ask questions, give comments, feedback, and anything else. Throughout the pitches, we will be playing some embedded YouTube videos, the demo videos, and these will be played at full volume on our end. But please be prepared to adjust your own volume as we play the slides throughout. And lastly, a reminder to our guest speaker, please make use of the moderator chat for any sorts of internal communication and then the general chat for anything else. So let's get started. So hi, everyone. Like I said, I'm Mahnur. I am the Partnership Development Specialist here at CircuitStream. My goal essentially is to get our job seekers in our career program closer to jobs, help build their professional networks, and ideally get them hired. I have brought in several esteemed guest speakers from different companies across the country. Some of them have technical roles, some are founders, and my hope here is that this is an opportunity for everyone to network, connect, and just chat about the gaming industry. Just the schedule that we have today. So we'll start off with the event kickoff, some partner introductions, introduction to the Capstone project, and then of course the graduates coming up on stage. And then lastly, we have our wrap up. So a little bit about CircuitStream. CircuitStream began in 2015 through a network of developers, designers, and creators, and we are now a leading provider of technology education in game development and game design, product management, and software development. Our primary goal is to provide future-proofed and industry-relevant skills to folks looking to pivot into tech, wanting to upskill or learn about the technical aspect of the industry. And then, of course, our secondary goal is to prepare our bootcamp graduates for jobs in their preferred industry through events, one-on-one connections, events like the pitch day that we have here today, and then, of course, engaging with our network of employer partners. Since our start in 2015, we have now educated over 50,000 learners globally, and we are constantly updating our curriculum to stay ahead of the curve. CircuitStream is also educational partners with several top universities across North America to provide tech education for both youth and adult learners. In parallel to the technical program, we have the career program, and we help our students kind of pivot into tech and kind of provide ongoing support for that with things like job hunting, resume prep, portfolio, mock interviews, and a variety of other tools that our career coaches use. And throughout this program, we are committed to supporting our students with their career and personal development, and we take pride in providing opportunities to connect our learners with industry partners and network. With that, if I could please have our career coach, Emma, join us on stage and share a little bit about the cohort that she has worked with.
There we go. Hi, everyone. It's great to see all of you here. My name is Emma Falante. I'm one of the career coaches here for the game development students. Just to give you a little bit of detail about our career development program, a big goal for us is making sure that upon events like Pitch Day, our students are feeling confident and ready to apply for jobs. So we have a career development curriculum that the students go through alongside their technical component, just to make sure that they know how to apply all of their technical skills to the industry that they are going to be joining. So we offer a lot of one-on-one coaching, assignments, workshops, and then after graduation, we are there with the students to help support them for quite a few months afterwards as they transition from being students into professionals in their field.
Thank you so much, Emma. And it's amazing all the hard work that you put in with the students and just kind of watching their journey today as a career coach. I'm sure it's really wonderful for you.
Yes, for
Thank you
sure.
so much. With that, I would like to call our instructor up on stage, Matt McCulley. Matt is one of our two instructors that we had for the game development cohort. We had Matt McCulley and then Justin Ham, who was not able to join us today, but he's joining us tomorrow. So Matt, if you could please join the stage and share a little bit about yourself, your experience as an instructor, and kind of working alongside the students from the beginning and then kind of seeing their progress right now. Oh no. Okay, we'll come back to Matt. His microphone isn't working. That happens with technology. Okay, so we'll jump into now our guest speakers. This is always the most exciting part of Pitch Day. I will call partners up on stage. So when I call you up, please join the stage. Give us a rundown of where you work, what you do, a little bit background about your career, and anything else you'd like to share with our presenters today. So first off, I would like to call Tony up on stage. Tony is actually also a mentor with us. And he works with our students after they graduate in our mentorship program. So, Tony, whenever you're ready, please join the stage.
Here I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, fantastic. I don't know why the camera is not working though.
We can see your camera.
Oh, you can see me. Okay, fantastic. So, hi everyone. I'm Tony. Manur, thanks for the introduction. I'm a game developer and a content creator, and I run my own studio named Woolum, a studio that I founded here in Calgary, Canada in 2013. My path into the game industry was not exactly a straight line. I came from electronics, from software development, before deciding to fully commit to the gaming industry. That was in 2013, in fact. And since then, I have worked on different types of projects, from independence at the beginning to larger productions later. And for the last, since COVID, I tested several tools, but my main focus has been developing in Unreal. And today I mostly research and share my knowledge and perspective with new talents like you. And I'm here because I love connecting with new developers, seeing what they are creating, and trying to contribute in some way in the journey.
Thank you, Tony. We're really excited to have you here with us.
Pleasure.
With that, could I have our next speaker, Anshul, join us and also share a little bit about what you do?
Hey, so I'm Anshul. I'm an engineering manager at EA. I've been with EA for about 8 years now. I've worked in few different teams at EA and few different roles. I've been responsible for working on some of our initiatives around getting games on Unity and Unreal. I've been part of working with FC for some of their services and helping them integrate with different technologies. And before EA, I was at Oculus Studio called Sanzaru Games, where I was responsible for working on gameplay and AI. I also worked on Spyro Reignited Trilogy. So yeah, I've worked on like bunch of different genres of games, and as of now, I manage a team of about 7 engineers at EA who are responsible for doing the same things that I used to do as an engineer.
Nice. That sounds amazing. Thank you so much. Looks like our finance director, David, has played the Maiden series.
My younger brother actually works on the Madden series.
Okay, amazing. With that, if I could have our next guest speaker, Jink, join the stage and share a little bit about what you do and Purple Owl Interactive as well, please.
Hello, this is Jink, founder of Purple Owl Interactive. So Purple Owl Interactive is in Vancouver, but my journey started as not a game developer, but more like a sociologist. So as a graduate from sociology, I was always a gamer. So kind of I found myself on the mobile field starting from 2010. So it's been over like 15 years. I established few mobile studios. So now Purple Owl Interactive. I'm building card, board, and puzzle games, but mostly my games are like not specifically the card games, been played with millions, but I'm still loving building and creating games since from the first day. And of course, I always love to share with the part of the community.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you.
All right. And our last guest speaker, Akash, if you could also join the stage and just share about yourself as well.
Hi there. Hey everyone, my name is Akash. I'm an independent game developer and creative director. I kind of run my own independent game studio called Downloading Media. I don't, my career also hasn't been much of a straight path. I've kind of done, I've worked in a lot of industries from customer service and retail to like admin and operations and communication, and now I work in communications. But I am also an independent developer on my own, and I've always been a bit of a designer. I love to design experiences, and so I used to create short films. I do a lot of art. I'm also an artist. So now I have pivoted into creating video games, and that's what I've been doing for the last 3 years. I pretty much primarily work in Unreal Engine. And yeah, I really love creating games. It's like one of my favorite things to do. And apart from obviously playing games, I love like game hopping. Like I have over like 200 games on my PS4. And I just kind of love switching between game worlds and yeah, being in them. So I'm excited to see everyone's pitches today. Okay.
Thank you so much, Akash. And it's wonderful how many career transitioners and career switchers we have today. That's kind of our premise with our game development bootcamp and all of our other bootcamps is to have people that are switching into different career transitions. So it's great that you're all here. All right. Okay. Now with that, I'll just share a little bit about our game development bootcamp because we do have a few future students in the call here with us. So the game development bootcamp is a 30-week intensive program where students dive deep into Unity 3D. They don't just learn theory, they build real playable games, work in teams, and get exposure to every step of the game development pipeline. Throughout the program, they receive ongoing career coaching, mentorship, one-on-one support to help them prepare for the industry as well. At the end of the bootcamp, every student was challenged to bring their own idea to life from concept to code. The goal was to create a MVP, a minimum viable product that demonstrates their technical and creative skills, whether they worked solo or in teams, and they applied everything they learned from gameplay programming, art integration, UI UX design, debugging to create a working prototype ready for industry feedback, which is pitch day here today. So today we will be seeing 3 pitches with around 7 minutes to pitch and then about 7 minutes of question and answer. And then once the pitch is done, I will invite all the guest speakers to come back up on stage and begin their question and answer. So we have Chicken on the Loose with Esmet, Philip, Nick. Secondly, we have a Floor Runner with Joshua. And then lastly, Federico will close us off with Chaos Compass. So could I please have Esmet, Philip, and Nick join the stage and talk us through Chicken on the Loose? Good luck.
Hey everyone. All right. So we all know the pressure of being trapped in a situation where everyone's working against you. Added to the fact that you're a chicken and tonight's dinner special is you. That's the heart of our game, Chicken on the Loose. A beat 'em up where you play scrappy chicken fighting through seemingly endless waves of chefs in order to escape becoming part of the menu. It delivers frantic action and a fresh underdog premise that turns survival into classic arcade fun. So let's introduce the team. Next slide. We'll start with myself. My name is Philip Fong. I am currently a senior solutions engineer / web developer and now / junior game developer. And I'm seeking a mentorship and employment in the game industry. For this game that we developed, I did some of the programming, spriting, searching for sound effects, did some of the animations and some QA testing.
Looks like we're having a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, we'll just skip to your part, Nick, if that's okay, and then we'll wait for Esmet.
Okay.
She's able to join us later.
Okay. If we hit slide one more time. Hi all, my name is Nick Robert. I've been in QA, video game QA specifically for the past 6 years. I'm currently looking for some mentorship and to build some more connections within the industry. For this project, my main focus was on programming as well as helping with the level design, sprites, and animations. Hello? Hard to hear me. Uh-oh.
So for our mission, for this project, we decided to develop a classic arcade style beat 'em up level from start to finish using the skills we've learned throughout this course. You click next. Yep. And then next slide. So we took inspirations from classic beat 'em up games such as Final Fight, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, River City Ransom, and Double Dragon. So you'll see some of these elements in our game from these games. Next slide, please. We'll go over what I worked on for this project. As mentioned earlier, I worked on the code and animation using object-oriented programming and following solid principles to build out enemies, power-ups, and breakable crates in an easy, reusable manner. Also worked on the sprites for these games objects using Aseprite and leveraging the Spritus resource for inspiration and knowing what frames I needed to create. I designed the hordes of enemies to be fun and quirky to provide a lighthearted experience and the enemy boss to be more serious and threatening. Also searched up assets such as sound effects on Freesound, Unity Asset Store, and itch.io game assets, which required knowing what key terms to use to filter out the good and the bad for the search results. Next slide.
Sorry, Esmet, you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can. Thank you.
Oh, hi, I'm Ismat. I'm so sorry, I was having trouble joining. In this project, I was working on level design, UI, and audio. For level design, I downloaded 3D asset packs and designed the level to look like a commercial kitchen. For UI, I designed the logo, main menu, credit scene, instruction page, pause menu, and game over menu. It's very important for me that the gameplay feels smooth and intuitive. For example, when you add button hover sound and button click sound, that can make the whole experience feel much more alive. I also created several soundtracks for the gameplay and the main menu and the boss fight using Suno AI. I'm drawn to cute visuals and experience that will make you curious about what's going to happen next. So when I work on a video game, I make sure that it's visually appealing and thoughtfully designed. Next slide, please.
My main responsibilities on this project were creating the player movement and combat systems, as well as the overall hit detection system. Next slide, please, or advance. Yes, thanks. I also created the sprites and animations for the player movement, attacking, and jump animations, as well as the health bar and super egg meter, which you can see off to the right here. Along with these animations, I integrated the Cinemachine plugin to manage our camera movement and created a custom state machine to manage our overall encounter system. Additionally, I was responsible for integrating the sound effects for the player movement and attacks, which you can see in our upcoming demo here.
boss fight.
All right, have fun. Overall, our timeline was about 4 weeks long. We started with a short pre-production phase to come up with an idea and define the tasks that needed to be completed. The bulk of our time was spent actually in development. This included gathering and creating assets, as well as developing the movement and combat systems that made up the bulk of our game. This is also where we created and iterated on our levels design. This was followed up by a brief polishing phase to fix the bugs that impacted the player experience, as well as implement our sound and visual effects. After that, all that was left was to create a final build, publish it on itch, and celebrate a job well done. So let's take a look at the results. Some of the challenges that we faced included using 2D assets in a 3D environment, as sometimes those systems do not play nicely with one another. We also had to figure out systems that allowed the player to avoid having frame perfect in order to continue their attack combo. Additionally, we made use of an external plugin, which certainly presented its own challenges in the form of finding adequate documentation. And our main takeaways were regarding everyone's favorite, scope management. We kept coming up with fun things to add to the game, but unfortunately had to cut them in order to make sure we finished on time. We also learned a lot all about the little things that come together and add that little bit of extra juice, like the button hover sounds that as Matt was mentioning earlier. Overall, we learned that a small, motivated team can accomplish an incredible amount of work in a short period of time.
So what's next for this game? We want to add new levels, like inside of a restaurant, the dishwashing area, back alley. We will also be adding new enemy types with different enemy behavior. Initially, I started working on enemy retreat. We will be implementing that as well. And we want to add an intro cutscene that will look like a page from a comic book with a little backstory. And lastly, we will be working on a boss health bar on the bottom of the screen. Next slide, please. So that includes our presentation. Thank you so much for your time, and we hope you enjoyed our game. We would love to hear any questions or feedback you may have. Our contact information are provided here. We'd be happy to connect with you afterwards.
Thank you, guys. This is so amazing. What a wonderful game that you've created. It's incredible that you created this in such a short amount of time. So congratulations. With that, could I please have the guest speakers join the stage and give some feedback to our group here?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, guys. I think you mentioned that you had 4 weeks to create this.
That is correct.
Okay, fantastic. So yeah, I think that considering that there are 4 weeks, the prototype of your game was really good, honestly, and I think that you can continue going forward. Now, several things I want to mention. The first is the pitching concept. I think that the pitching concept was perfect. When you told me that, oh, this is the kitchen and it's trying to escape, and it's because it's going to be cooked, it's perfect. It's very, it's go to the point, and you know that it is a game that is going to be fun. You're going to play it for some time, and then you're going to leave it. But you know that it's like crossing road. It's okay. You're gonna play. It's gonna be fun, and that's it. So let's talk about the way that you use your resources. The first is, if you overall, when we are prototyping, if you can find things outside that are cheap and easily to prototype and test ideas, fantastic. So what you did, I think, was Esmat that the research for finding these assets, great. The design of the kitchen was fantastic. Who did that in Aseprite? Nick?
I did.
Oh,
Yes.
it
And
was
Nico as well, yeah.
it was fantastic. I love the kitchen. It's different, the style of the kitchen to the other characters. There was something like I'm not sure about that. I don't know if it's the resolution or something. It doesn't feel good, but well, it's a concept. Again, it's just a concept. Now, if you ask me what is my favorite, the style of the kitchen is the best. I worked with a Sprite before. I love. But we're talking about 2D games. My favorite 2D games are pixel art. So, because I'm from the 70s, but I love pixel art. That's pretty cool. The animations again, the animations of the kitchen were great. The attacks that you added. In the case of the boss, the only thing that I would add for you in the future is that you could have stages for the boss. So usually the boss evolves in okay, the first part of the boss is easy, the second is harder, is attacks, it adds new attacks, and you can have 3 4 stages that you can play with. That would be fantastic. And the other thing that I would recommend for the game is the possibility of adding for the kitchen sorry, for the chicken in the kitchen, some weapons that the same character can use to attack. So maybe some knives that are around there, some of the things that fall, and he can say, "Oh, I'm gonna take this and use it just once." You can use it just one, but it can generate more damage. So that's something that they could add some flavor to the design, but pretty good. At the end, the only recommendation is I don't know me. I don't know games that looks. Well, I don't remember. I know that there are some, but I don't remember games that combines 2D and 3D at the same time and looks good. This is. I don't feel this is the case yet, but it could be something that you can work later in the future. But as a prototype, I think it's pretty cool, and I hope that you continue evolving on that. Okay.
Great, thanks.
Yes, pretty awesome job. I do have a question around. Sorry if I missed it in the slides, but what engine are you guys using? Are you have you done everything from scratch, or you're using Unity, Unreal, something else?
We used Unity as our main engine.
I see. Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's pretty good for 4 weeks.
Mhm.
All good? Okay, so yeah, guys, sorry. This is amazing job. I like it. I like the style. I'm 2D artist by myself as well, like around 20 years. So it's cool. I like the chicken. Yeah, there is some unmatched with the pixel styles there, like the enemies in the kitchen has a different pixel resolution kind of things. That is normal. I mean, like you're like, this is MVP. So it's very normal. I like, but I'm curious also, like, it's hard because I know from the Unity, like, normally when I do 2D games, I don't mix the screen as a 3D and try to put the 2D objects on it because it's challenging, because making 2D for me is more easy. Why you guys choose, what was the reason? Like you want to use the environment as a 3D, but you want to use art style as 2D. Like any reason specific for it? Did I miss
I
something?
think it's mostly due to time constraints.
Okay.
And so it's easier to build out the environment in 3D with assets that we found online that were free. And so we chose to do that. And for the characters, the enemies, and the chicken, we decided to do 2D just because it's quicker to animate that and probably find assets and create assets for it as well.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you feel more comfortable, I mean, yeah, of course, if you feel more comfortable with it, yeah, sure. No, I like it. It's really, especially when it dies and it's getting cooked, it's quite nice touching there. It looks quite
You
nice.
could thank
Yeah.
Nick for that one.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Lastly, I also really liked it. It was really fun. What I think the point of an MVP usually is to make me want to play it. So I, looking at that MVP, like you guys pitched it really well, and the sprite for the game is also really nice. And I think the most important part of it is game feel. So looking at the game, it feels very nice, and I think you guys really manage your time really well in terms of focusing on what in terms of like knowing what to kind of focus on, which was essentially game feel. And looking at this MVP, it does make me want to kind of like play it myself, which I think is the entire goal. Everything else can be kind of like polished later as well. The only thing I do agree with one of the feedbacks is some sort of like some power-ups. Looking at some sort of power-ups would be kind of cool too, that you can pick up. But if that was also it's not in the scope, that's also completely understandable because this is a very good output for 4 weeks. Good job, guys.
Thanks. Yeah, I do want to point out Philip did make some fantastic, like kind of basic power-ups in there. We have an egg power-up that shows that lets you like fire a certain number of eggs before it runs out, as well as a chili pepper that gives you fire breath for a short period of time.
Gotcha. I might have missed that. Yeah, I didn't notice they were power-ups, but that's pretty cool. So yeah, maybe just like a knife power-up or something else. But that was really fun. It seems very fun.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
So much, team. You presented such an amazing project, and thank you for being here with us today. Nick, I hope you have a safe flight. And with that, we will move on to our next group, or next presenter, Joshua. Joshua, whenever you're ready, if you could join the stage and walk us through FlowRunner.
Hello. All right, so hello. My name is Joshua Malwicki, and today I'll be taking you through the processes and challenges through making my game FlowRunner, which is a fast-paced, movement-focused game. So next slide, please. So a little about me to begin with. So some of my main interests is making an experience that players are always immersed in and want to come back to. Make sure they're always having fun and always looking forward to getting back in the game. I love creating stories that I'm passionate about and that I'm sure will hook players on and make them at the edge of the seats at all times. So as for certification, I just got my CircuitStream Certified Professional Game Developer badge from the University of British Columbia Extended Learning in cooperation with CircuitStream. I just finished that a couple weeks ago, and yeah, it was a very good experience. So as for my goals for the future, I intend to work on more passion projects, such as more personal projects like this. I want to work on more game jams, and I want to network more, go to more events, meet more people in the industry who could help me learn a thing or two. And I ultimately want to apply to jobs nonstop and hope to enter this industry as fast as possible. So as for the project, next slide, please. Next slide, please. Oh, sorry. Can you go one back, please? Oh, no, that's okay. So FlowRunner is a fast-paced movement platformer built around momentum and precision. So players chain together mechanics like sliding, wall jumping, grappling, and more to maintain flow through difficult environments, which is designed to reward mastery and precision. So next slide, please. As for the inspiration of this game, I took heavy inspiration from games such as Ghost Runner and Mirror's Edge, which are games I've played in the past. And I really like the movement mechanics of these games. Playing them, I felt like they're really smooth and made me really immersed. So I wanted to take specifically these mechanics from those games and bring them to my game. So as for a timeline, I also had around a 4-week base to make this game. So kind of at the beginning, I had to make a big change from character controller to rigid body because as for a parkour game, I had to manipulate physics a lot. So I realized that rigid body would be what I need to work with more, and that was a bit of a big change, but I think I adapted pretty well. Then I started by making the base required movement, such as walking, sliding, and jumping, all the stuff you need traditionally. Following that, I spent time polishing different types of movements in different environments, such as curved walls or slopes, and just walls in general. All that is a lot more different than regular movement on flat ground, and it took me a lot of time to get used to. but at the end of the day, I think it turns out pretty smoothly. And after that, I implemented more advanced mechanics, such as wall running, wall jumping, sliding, grappling, and gaining momentum over time. And then I wanted to make it a bit more immersive, so I added camera movement and small details to make the player feel like they're more in control. Then I created the themed levels, which are slowly increasing in difficulty, and they all have their own theme. And then I finished it all by adding a UI and sound effects, or like soundtracks for each of the levels. They each have their own soundtrack, kind of catered to their theme. So now on the next slide, you'll see a demo video of the game.
Welcome to Flow Runner. Flow Runner is a fast-paced movement game built around momentum and precision. Chain together mechanics to maintain flow through difficult environments designed to reward mastery and precision. Do you have what it takes?
So yeah, that was a little sneak peek as to some of the mechanics and some of the levels and the music in the game. So next, so as for some challenges and takeaways, so one of the big challenges I had was learning new physics-related methods and functions that Unity offers to help manipulate rigid bodies. I found myself reading a lot of the documentation Unity had, and I learned a lot about how physics works in Unity and just the difference between character controllers and rigid bodies. Another challenge that I talked about earlier was getting the movement to work in different environments like slopes, walls, and wall grappling. I feel like when you're switching environments from like in the air or on a slope, there's a lot of conditions that have to change from regular movement. So I feel like getting all those conditions right and making sure it all felt smoothly took a big toll on me, but I think I persevered pretty well. And then the last challenge I think I faced was implementing like mechanics in ways that made each level feel differently unique and like you were kind of not just repeating the same things over and over from level to level. So for some takeaways, I think I learned that you have to be ready to adapt to anything that can change in the route you're intending to take. So in this case, I was switching from character controller to rigid body. At the time, I felt more comfortable with character controller, but I think I had to adapt to the rigid body, and it helped me learn a lot about rigid bodies, and overall, I think it was a very good experience. I strengthened my testing and debugging skills. I learned how to properly figure out where things are going wrong, how to fix them, and really just see where the performance can drop or where there's bugs, and really just go into the code to fix them. And lastly, I also learned the importance of having a realistic scope and balancing what you want to do versus how much you can do. So I also had a few mechanics and another level that I wanted to add, but at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do. And I think the project's still pretty complete with what I was able to make. So as for the future, for the project, I want to brainstorm more mechanics that could bring more players to the game, more movement mechanics, more levels, and I want to add a timer that you can break. So each time you play the level, you get a time and you break your record. So that's going to add to replayability of the levels, and it's going to make it a bit more competitive between friends. I also want to polish all the movement and make sure there's no choppiness from transitions from the different mechanics or any bugs in the game. And lastly, I want to publish it on as many services that I can to further put myself out there. So like on Steam or other platforms like that.
Sorry, Joshua, I'm just going to go back to the demo slides just to make sure that everyone had a chance to see that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
No worries.
Welcome to Flow Runner. Flow Runner is a fast-paced movement game built around momentum and precision. Chain together mechanics to maintain flow through difficult environments designed to reward mastery and precision. Do you have what it takes?
Perfect. I'll just move on over.
Perfect. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the game and were listening about the process. Thank you. And if you would like to contact me, all my resources are over there, and I would love to connect with anyone. And if any questions or comments, feel free to ask.
Thank you so much, Joshua. That was a very nicely designed game. With that, could I please have the guest speakers join us up on stage and ask Joshua any questions or provide any feedback?
Joshua, a great game. Is this the kind of genre that you feel passion for, that you wanted to create? Because I think that you mentioned a couple of games at the beginning.
Yeah, so it's one of my favorite genres of games that I played growing up. So as I explained, Ghost Runner and Ghost Runner 2, those are games that I very much enjoyed. I loved feeling kind of like you're in control of what you're doing. You can just move around everywhere in the space around you. And I feel like that was something I wanted to implement in a game of mine. So that's kind of the route I went here.
You're hitting one important element, which is the first-person video games. 3D, first-person, and third-person are one of the genres that people most like to play. So I think it's great that you start going in that direction. Overall, if your focus is, I would love to create games in this perspective of first-person and that kind of adventure. Honestly, the other thing that you want to focus on, which is the people keeps playing the game, the replayability. That's a tricky one, but yeah, I think that you have a great beginning. The one thing that I would recommend you are starting to sharing the demos of your game at this moment. That would be fantastic if you put it not only in the social medias where you have it at this moment, not only on itch.io, but also that you can open a space on a YouTube channel where you can say the devlog of the game that you are creating that can attract interesting people, not just gamers, but also investors, people that can hire you because they wanted to create that style of video games. So it's about opening opportunities for you, even though you can create the game and that's your product, but also attracting opportunities based on the progress of the things that you're going to add later on your game. But I know it's my recommendation is that I would love to try the game and doing what you're doing. It feels like promising.
Thank you very much. We'll look into it.
Great job. I'm just going to say that I might be a little biased because this is the kind of genre that I have worked on for my projects. Like when I was doing game projects and when I started, this was my favorite genre. So I'm going to say this looks amazing. Like this is really well done. And yeah, it really makes me want to play the game when that's done.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's really good. I really liked it. At first I couldn't get it from the video. There was some lag a little bit, couldn't understand. But I understand after like the different dynamics in the same game is very important because repeated patterns mostly like a bit like, not really catching the players well, but this kind of like a shifting in the levels, like when you're like using the walls for walking and passing by, then you're grabbing the ceiling or other materials around going on. And this literally like a neon style of approach is also like not super popular, but for the niche is like very actually charming. I love, for myself, I love the neon style of stuff. I always play, especially if the measure is like a pinball or anything in the spice environment. I love it. So it's like, yeah, very good job.
Thank you very much.
Hey, so that was a really fun pitch. Thank you so much. That was the game seems very fun. Your pitch was very informative and like very descriptive. The one feedback I would have is maybe if you could have some visuals during like your pitch sections, just so I could kind of like, maybe it's screenshots, maybe it's like, I don't know, GIFs or something. Just some visuals during displaying kind of like demonstrating kind of like what you're talking about as it's happening. So maybe even it doesn't, if it's not directly from your game, it could be like kind of examples that you have pitched, just because it I think it does a good job like conveying the energy before we see any actual gameplay as well. But also talking about the gameplay, it was really fun. Again, one of those games where I do want to get my hands on it myself and kind of get into it and play it, because it seems I want to test out the game feel myself, you know. One thing though I would say, just from looking at the video a couple of times, is if it wasn't, again, I haven't played it, I'm just talking from the video, but it didn't seem as clear as to like where what I was kind of supposed to do, where the kind of the path was, you know, like maybe it could be just from an accessibility standpoint, the colors were like very like I would consider kind of like a accessibility mode maybe, so for people who can't like maybe not have those kind of colors and stuff like that. And the last kind of like general thing I wanted to mention, which is also to all the students pitching today, is to always also consider your platform that you're aiming for, and kind of mention that in your pitch, which kind of controls makes me understand like the scope that you're kind of aiming for. So is this like a game that I've made for itch, like it's just supposed to live for free on itch, you know, and like people can play it? Is it something I'm putting up commercially on Steam and trying to commercialize, or is it like a bigger scope and I kind of need a publisher? It helps me understand like your vision for how big the project is going to be, and that's also, I think, like a nice thing to mention. All in all, though, I really loved your pitch. I would play your game. And I think, again, that's the most important part of an MVP, which is you should want other people to play your game, which I think you achieved. It's a good job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guest speakers. If I could please ask you to leave the stage, and then we'll have our next presenter, our last presenter for the day, Federico, join us and share about his game, Chaos Compass. Whenever you're ready, Federico.
Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Hello. So this is my card game, Chaos Compass, that I've been working on for the past months or so. So next slide, please. Not much to say about me. I'm a gamer at heart. I like people and I like games, and I like people who play games. My favorite are card games, among other genres, but I'd say card games the most. Next slide, please. All right, so what I wanted to do this game, something like Marvel Snap, if you know the game. You plan your action privately, and then the actions happen simultaneously. So it's always your turn. You don't have to wait for the enemy's turn. Next slide, please. All right, so in terms of solution, I had to deal with this challenge because the game is online and also against the AI bot. So you have to plan things privately and locally, see them happen privately and locally, but then sync and resolve it online. So this was the biggest challenge of the game, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So next slide, please. All right, so what about this game? It's fairly simple. You have to have more life than your opponent on the board. End of your turn, you have more life, you win 1 point. Win 6 points, you win the game. So if you have more life, you want to run away from combat. You have less life, you want to chase the enemy cards. Face an enemy card, you'll fight it. You can rotate on the board once per turn, 3 times per game. And so you chase people or dodge or run away. You wanted to recreate that feeling that you have in action games, but with not the stress of real-time action on the card game. So next slide, please. All right, so some cards. You have cards and artifacts. Artifacts, what I like about this, you can play them all on turn 1. You have 10 red mana, use it or lose it. But it don't impact the board as much as the card. They don't have life. It's just like your special weapons, special inventory. You draw them all, you can use them all. So you always get to feel powerful in a game. You don't just draw the worst card possible and just do nothing for the whole game. You always get to say something in this game. So next slide, please. All right, so some more screen. As you see, some action on the board. You have some cards. And I want to talk about another effect that you might see on the board right now, which is raise. So special raise spawn on the board with some actions. On the left, for example, you see that purple light that prevents you from playing card there. You can play a card on the right and then rotate onto it, but you cannot directly place a card there. And the green ray, for example, it heals your card. So it might become a contested location. Rays spawn at random in random locations during the game. Makes for replayability. Next slide, please. All right, so I thought about this game and I created a cardboard version back in January, actually. And I played it with my friends, and I used to change the game a lot while it was in a board game state. And in April, May, I worked on it. I polished the code base, and I plan to keep working on this. Ideally, I'd want to release this on Kickstarter and eventually on Steam. Next slide, please. Sorry. All right. I hope it's not laggy. All right, so for the takeaways, I had to rebuild this project around 3 times from scratch because I was bad at coding. I still am. So I built a bad base and I had to remake it. So what I learned from this is to prototype fast and get feedback fast and not get too many things set in stone. But now we're almost bug-free on this MVP at least. And it's a complex architecture, honestly. I think it is, considering where I started in September, where I could just create some cubes. And I like playing it, so far so good. Oh, sorry, and last thing, I would want to actually create my own studios, to found my own game studio. So yeah, I'm looking for people to join.
Perfect. Thank you, Federico. That was a really good demo video that you had there. Could I please have all the guest speakers join us on stage one last time and give feedback to Federico and his game? And hopefully, maybe you can find an investor here. We have Jake here, who's a founder. We have Tony, you know.
You want to go first?
Okay, no one goes first. Okay. So it's like I love the game because card games are kind of my, I don't know, I spent like 20 years on them, and I'm still developing and inventing my own card games. So that's why I saw it like, yeah, it's really nice combination. I can see from Hearthstone, I can see from the different kind of genres as well. Like that's the beauty of it. You can create unlimited card games with however you like. You can test it with your friends. Your QA is always there, mostly from the close circle. So it's I love it. I mean, I can't say that I completely got it because this kind of card games you need to play for complete understanding and you need to feel it. But I like the style. It's like really new. It's really nice. The camera view is really good. That you can completely see the screen. It's really nice. The style is also really cool. I would love to actually check further. Completely playing the game as well if it's available.
It is.
That's all I can say. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Federico, I think that I want Cenk to start because that was his area. He knows a lot about card games. It's not mine, but I'm going to tell you a couple of recommendations. The first one is, card games, as Cenk mentioned, is so many possibilities. And you can create whatever possibility you want. Sadly, in my case at least, the video was lagging a little bit, so that didn't help me to understand what is exactly that is happening. Now, a couple of things. First, I think that the graphics looks great. Again, I'm not experienced on card games, but I think it's looking pretty good. I mean, the perspective in 3D is looking pretty good. The effects that you added, they're looking really good. What I recommend you is I don't know if you have it at this moment, because as I told you, I couldn't see the video very well, which is the that sense of when the players achieve something that you can provide with a feedback that feels good, like it's rewarding, like I don't know, explosions or whatever things you want to create, but make them feel like, oh my god, you did something great. So they can't continue playing the game. Okay, let me try it again, and let me try it again and continue. Okay, there could be some thing I want you to keep in mind. That happens to any video games, even when you have shooters. Yeah, you can kill another NPC, but if you destroy the NPC, it feels definitely much better. So it's the same principles. We're not playing cards inside over a table. We're playing cards in the virtual world, so you can play with those elements. The other thing is related to your Kickstarter campaign. If you want to, which by the way, I think it's a great experience for any person. If you want to launch your Kickstarter campaign, try to presenting your pre-campaign and inviting people to join your Kickstarter as soon as possible, but also create a community. I think that the most important element for having success in general in the gaming industry, no matter if you're going to get hired or you're going to create your own studio, build a community, build people that knows what are you doing. It is branding not only yourself, but your products, your studio, the things that you are creating. So this has been working for me for several years, and I honestly recommend that to anybody. Brand what you are creating, build your community one step at a time, even if it is one follower that you're going to get on YouTube, which by the way, I recommend YouTube like the best social media to do these kind of things, that you can show demos of your game, short demos. It doesn't have to be 50 minutes demo. It could be 2-3 minutes demo, and people can understand, okay, I'm starting to get what this game is about, collect feedback, collect ideas. because there are many people that, not like me, that plays other video games, and maybe they can give you ideas to improve the experience of creating a video games. And if you listen to those people and you say, hey, thank you for your recommendation, I implemented your recommendation, it's fantastic, believe me, that person is going to become a fan that is going to spread the word like crazy, and it's going to help you in the funding process for your project. So Kickstarter, if you're going to do it with what you have at this moment, I don't know how many people you have at this moment, but try to take your time, try to take 6, maybe 12 months on building your community and do it. I think it could be very promising. Again, it's not my area, but for what I watch on your video, the quality that you're presenting, the potential is pretty nice.
Thank you, Tony.
I agree with Tony as well about the community building. Thanks so much. That's amazing advice. You should try to kind of build that community as soon as possible. So the early Kickstarter would have really helped. I loved your pitch. I loved how straight and to the point it was. I loved your introduction. I also love people that play games. So we're like-minded people. I also love the idea that you made a cardboard MVP back in January. It's great to kind of make an MVP and prototype your game, even in the most basic level, as soon as you can, in the most simple way that you can, just to kind of test if the game is fun to begin with. So that's great instincts. I unfortunately, I don't actually play card games too much myself. That being said, the game concept feels oh, that's how the video is posted. That's amazing. The game concept feels a little bit interesting enough for me to kind of want to check it out myself and play it myself and kind of learn more about it. So I think it's you kind of, instead of making it feel very fun, I think you kind of got away on how intriguing the mechanics were. So just to kind of make me want to kind of test it out. That worked really well. Yeah, but again, the video was a little bit laggy for me. Now that the video is posted, I'm gonna go kind of rewatch it.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a problem. But still, it was able to convey kind of what you're kind of going for. The camera angle again was really nice. It looked for what it is, it looked very polished, and so I'll definitely give that a shout and say I think you're on the right track, and yeah, I'd be looking forward to seeing your game grow and get bigger and release. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Akash.
Just one thing that I want to add, actually, I forgot. When everyone put comments, I wanted to add that one as well, because I don't know, I probably published over 20 large-scale card games, and there is always one struggle which hunt me down all the time, which is a really big challenge. Whatever you're gonna do, whatever card game you're gonna build, you need to focus on one thing at last, and the most important part: playable tutorial, and you need to explain the very basic of it in the beginning of the game. So once you lose it at a point, the players about card games, they started to oh, I don't understand, I don't get this part. You're losing really easily the retention. So I believe, I don't know, maybe you have it already, but if you don't have it, whenever you present your game, and definitely work on playable tutorial. That's just one last thing that I wanted to share.
Thank you for this advice.
Thank you, all of our guest speakers, for all of your feedback. And I'm so sorry about the videos today. I don't know. I think maybe it's the Wi-Fi connection that we have in the office, or maybe I'm just far away from the Wi-Fi box. So I will post all the YouTube videos and then I will email them as well, so you're able to review them a little bit better. But with that, congratulations to all of our graduates today on your game development bootcamp. I'll just talk a little bit about our network and kind of our programs that we offer here, especially in the career development side. So we have the mentorship program, which Tony is a part of, and our mentorship program connects our graduates, not learners anymore, with professionals like our guest speakers who can provide guidance, feedback, and career insights throughout their transition into tech, specifically gaming. And then we also have a new initiative, which is the Industry Capstone Project. The Capstone Project is a 4-week project. So instead of the students working on their own games, they would work on a game for your organization as well. And this just helps give our students some real work feedback or real work experience that they can share on their portfolio as they start getting ready to apply for jobs. My email is up on the screen, and then I'm pretty sure everyone here also has my email. So please feel free to email me if this is something you're interested in. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for our Pitch Day event today. Congratulations to Federico, Joshua, Asmet, Nick, and Philip. Thank you to all of our guest speakers, career coaches, and our instructor, Matt McCauley, for joining us today and also teaching the course. Thank you, everyone, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.